Hello, West Essex, and welcome back to SportsKnight Radio. I'm your host, Paul Gustafson, joined today, as always, by rocking the fresh Justin Herbert Oregon jersey, Curran Rastogi.
Yeah, we got the new setup. We got the LED lights in the back. We got the Herbert jersey. I'm kind of rocking with it. Always Christmas this year was a big mask year. We got the Giants mask. Got the Giants mask just sitting there.
You're gonna wear it during the show?
No, I'm not wearing it during the show.
That's a smart choice. Well, it's smart if you're out of the house, but you're in right now, so you don't have to wear the Giants mask. But today, actually, first off, I want to get it out of the way. If anyone watched our interview, it came out on Tuesday with former Lakers executive Blaine Skinner. If you haven't seen it, first of all, check it out. It's a great interview. But also, my quality is very bad. So the internet, I keep cutting in. So if you saw me being delayed and messed up in there, that's what that's about. And if it happens again during this episode, now you know. That's right.
That is correct. But
it just happened there.
I'm wearing the jersey of someone who is not currently in the playoffs. Someone who currently is in the playoffs are basically every team the playoffs start next week.
Whoa.
Personally, I can't wait to see the Nickelodeon game. That's going to be interesting, right? I'm gonna watch that. Bears.
Me too.
They kind of picked the worst game, but whatever. It could be fun. Could be fun to watch.
No, it's not the worst game.
Okay.
Playoff Mitch is gonna go crazy.
Playoff Trubisky. All right.
Trubisky.
All right. So I guess we should just get.
We're picking playoffs.
We're doing the playoff.
Are we doing it? Let's just pick all the NFC, then all the AFC, and
all right,
we're gonna get to it. So the first game over in the NFC is the number. I don't have the seeds down here. Are the Seahawks number 2?
The Saints are number 2.
Okay, so we'll start there. Number 2 Saints going up against the number 7 seeded Chicago Bears. On Nickelodeon, as Curran mentioned, I have the New Orleans Saints winning the football game. Actually, yeah, okay. I have the New Orleans Saints. Oh, voice crack. All right, bad start. I have the Saints winning the game. The reason I was contemplating with myself a little bit is Alvin Kamara. He should be back from COVID-19 by then. Even if they don't have Kamara, I think they'll take care of business.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I have the Saints too. I think it's a pretty easy game. The real question is after the game. There's two things I want to say about the Saints. One, this is their year. If the Saints can't win this year, then they're done.
Every year.
They're not doing it. They're not doing it for a while because the Saints are not $94 million over the cap this year. They have some big contracts paid to the likes of Taysom Hill, Cameron Jordan, Drew Brees, and even if Brees retires, they're still in cap hell. They're with the Eagles. So yeah, it's their year. Also, go Bears. But I mean, I kind of want to see the Bears give Trubisky the bag because I don't really like the Bears necessarily that much, and the Giants play them next year. So if Trubisky is still there, then hopefully Giants W.
How are you about to hate on Mitchell Trubisky when your quarterback's Daniel Jones? But anyway, I've always liked Trubisky. I hope they win the game. Next up, we got the number 3 seeded. I wish I had the seeds written down here. The number 3 seeded Seattle Seahawks against the 6 seeded LA Rams. I'm going with the Rams. Oh, wait. Let's see. I keep forgetting about these injuries. Jared Goff, he's still on the table. I'm going with Seattle. I'm just going to take the better team. Russell Wilson, we know what he could do when it comes to the playoffs. And, yeah, the Seahawks have a very good team. I think DK is going to show out in the playoffs this year. So I have Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to take a gamble this time. I'm going to go with I'm going to pick the Rams. The Rams, they're split in their series. They're 1-1. The Rams beat them in week 11 or week 12 with a fully healthy team. The Rams lost 2 weeks ago when Goff is hurt. So Goff is hurt. That's the problem. That's the concern. I think Goff will be hopefully fine. I think he doesn't have to do much because the running game is really nice in LA, and LA they have the best, I want to say, contained defense. The Steelers are more flashy because they create more turnovers and more pressure. But the Rams are really good at keeping teams in front of them. They have a really good secondary. Jalen Ramsey against DK Metcalf is going to be must-see TV again. And, I think the Rams can take it.
That's right. Very good team with very good. I think the Rams, Aaron Donald, mean. Not going to win Defensive Player of the Year. We all know who that is. TJ Watt from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next up, we got the GOAT versus Tom Brady, Alex Smith and the Washington football team taking on Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady, the 4-seeded 7-9 Washington football team. And I like Washington. I think they have a very good team, and I really want to pick Washington, but I can't. Chase Young is going to show out. I know he is. I know he's going to show out his first playoff game, but we're going with the Buccaneers. Tom Brady in the playoffs. It's like Tom Brady in the playoffs is like peanut butter and jelly, right? It's just that's a thing. It's Tom Brady with Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's starting to do very good. He's had a touchdown his last 3 games. I'm going with the Bucs.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bucs. It's no surprise. Look, I honestly think the Giants probably could have won. They're not in the game. We all saw what happened Sunday night. But so I think that the Bucs are a really good team, and I think they'll be able to stop them offensively. And because the Washington football team don't really have a good offense, the Bucs have a really, really nice defense. And offensively, we know what the Bucs are capable of. We know that they can throw the ball to Mike Evans. We know that they can run with Rojo. We know they have a good offensive line, and they have good play calling. If they get their chemistry right, there's no reason to see that the Bucs can't go all the way this year.
We're moving on to the AFC. Buffalo Bills versus the Colts. The 2-seeded Bills versus 7-seeded Colts. I think the Bills are the best team in the NFL. They're just fantastic. Josh Allen looks incredible as their quarterback. Obviously, we've seen what Stephon Diggs has done since coming into the team. And they're going to dominate. I think they're going to beat up the Colts. Yeah, that's my thing, Josh Allen.
The electricity from Josh Allen.
The electric Josh Allen led Bills.
Yeah, but he's really good. There's not much I can say. The offense is really good. I think if the defense can really show out, I mean, they have the talent. The talent is there, so I'm not going to bet against them. I'm just going to take Josh Allen, laugh all the way to the bank.
Very electric, indeed. Josh Allen. Now we move on to a rematch from this past week, Steelers versus the Browns. Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, will be missing the game. He tested positive for COVID-19. Doesn't even matter. I would have the Steelers anyway. When they played earlier in the year with full rosters, the Steelers killed them. They played again last week. Steelers missing a ton of starters. It was a close game. They lost. The Steelers lost by 2 points. But, hey, the Steelers are good. I love the Steelers. They're going to beat the Browns. Baker Mayfield is unexperienced as a playoff quarterback, even though he's a very electric quarterback. Yeah, Pittsburgh, give it to me.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Even if Stefanski didn't test positive, I would have gone with the Steelers too. I think when you look at what they did earlier and when you look at what they're doing now, I just think I know the Browns are good, but look, the problem is with the Steelers. I mean, not the Steelers. The problem with the Browns is they don't have their run defense is and the pass defense is pretty exploitable. They lost Olivier Vernon. He tore his ACL in practice or something, or he sprained a leg or something in practice. He's not playing in the playoffs. That's all that matters for this game. And I'm sorry, Browns fans. It's a fairy tale story. Hopefully next year.
That's right. This is going to be a good game. Titans versus Ravens, the 4-5 matchup. Just based off of past experience, what I watched last year in the playoffs, the Titans, they beat the Ravens. And until I see Lamar Jackson show out and show up in the playoffs, I'm not going to pick him in the playoffs. And obviously, we've seen King Henry show out in the playoffs. Took the Titans all the way to the AFC Championship last year. I'm going with the 4-seeded Titans.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens. Look, the running offense is similar in I guess if you're comparing, this is comparing running to passing, but when you compare that, they can essentially move the ball down the field, they can take long drives off the clock, they can do tons of things, they can stop you on defense. And the thing that I'm worried about is the Titans. The Titans have the offense. That's 100% the case. But how are they going to stop the defense? Now they did last year, but this Titans defense is much worse. They lost, I'm pretty sure they lost their D tackle, Jarrell Casey. I'm pretty sure he's on the Broncos now. And the team is just less cohesive on defense, and that's their problem. And then I think Greg Roman, I think Lamar is ready to say screw the narratives and win a playoff game.
That's right. Yeah, again, I think this could be very close. But now we're moving on to the second round. And for this, we're going to have slightly different matchups. just because we picked different teams. So over in the NFC, my first matchup I have is the 1-seeded Packers going up against the 5-seeded Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm pretty sure Curran's going to have the same matchup as me there. But again, there's a lot of tough matchups in this playoffs. There's many good teams in the NFL. I'm going with the Buccaneers. Playoff Tom Brady, like I said. Antonio Brown's heating up at just the right time. He's got the weapons. Hopefully Mike Evans is healthy. And I actually really like the Bucs defense as well. And yeah, dude, I think the Bucs are going to roll.
That's interesting. So yeah, we kind of have a different matchup here. So we have
because you picked the Rams. Yeah,
because I picked the Rams. So what you're gonna have the Rams versus the Packers, and then you'll have, for me, the Bucs versus the Saints. So in the Rams Packers game, this is the Packers problem. Packers are missing a left tackle, right? David Bakhtiari tore his ACL in practice. A horrible, regrettable thing. And you have Jalen Ramsey attempting to lock up Devontae Adams. Now, Devontae Adams is incredibly hard to guard. But I think Jalen Ramsey is the best corner in the league, so I think he might be able to do so. So here's our conundrum. Do we go with the upset? I'm sorry, but I don't think the Rams will be able to come to Lambeau in the snow potentially and take it from the Packers. So I'm going to go the Packers.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's Green Bay. If Green Bay was playing any other team I have in the playoffs, I would have picked them. I just really like the Bucs. I got the Hawks versus the Saints. The Seahawks versus the Saints is my next matchup. And I'm going with Seattle. Again, the Saints. Again, Drew Brees has been in the league this long, but the past few years has kind of killed it for me just with the playoffs. I don't trust Drew Brees in the playoffs just because they haven't been able to win lately. So I'm going with Seattle to set up a matchup with Tampa Bay. And again, DK Metcalf, look for him in the playoffs. I think he's going to break playoff records. That's how good he's going to be.
All right, playoffs for me would be your Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus your why am I blanking? Your New Orleans Saints. Look, the Saints I think the Saints have their number. The Saints beat them 38-3. Not in the early stages, in the late year. They beat them November 3rd, 38-3. I think they have their number. I think the Saints are they're a good team. I think the problem is the Bucs struggle to find their rhythm, and I think if there's a good defense like the Saints with two really good pass rushers in Cameron Jordan and Trey Hendrickson, I think what you'll be able to do is knock them off their rhythm. And when the Bucs are off their rhythm, I think they're not a very good team. So I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Okay, I respect it. I do. Yeah, the Saints did beat the Bucs twice. Let's head over to the AFC now. The number 1 seeded Kansas City Chiefs against the Titans. Upset time, Tennessee. Very close game between the Titans and the Chiefs last year in the playoffs. Actually, the Chiefs had to come back to win that game. Playoff Derrick Henry, you're not stopping them. And I think Kansas City with a week of rest, who knows what obviously we're gonna see a good football team. But again, I'm not picking against playoff Derrick Henry. So I got Tennessee beating the Chiefs.
Well, I'm not picking against Patrick Mahomes, who is
smart.
Who's second in MVP. He's going to be second in MVP voting, won an MVP last year, and is a Super Bowl champion. Look, it's no secret to the I'm stupid. The Chiefs have kind of beat the Ravens really badly. And look, I like the Ravens, but I've got to take the Chiefs here. I've got to take the easy matchup here.
Definitely respectable. Next up, we got a matchup we saw a couple weeks ago. Bills versus Pittsburgh Steelers. Electric Josh Allen versus Electric Big Ben. We're going with the Steelers. I think they get the revenge after that mess that happened a couple weeks ago. I think the Steelers offense is putting it together a little bit better the past couple weeks against the Browns and the Colts. And hey man, this is the year of Pittsburgh. Big Ben's ready to go. The whole team's ready to go. The defense is looking good. Actually, not really the past couple weeks, but anyway, Steelers are going to beat the Bills and go to the AFC Championship.
So I'm not betting against the Bills. I think the Bills are the hottest team in the NFL right now. They beat, if I'm not mistaken, their last 6 opponents by 2 scores. So, the offense is incredible. The Pittsburgh defense is incredible too. I will not deny that. But here's the problem. I don't trust Big Ben, and I don't trust you. I trust Big Ben, but I don't trust your play caller. I don't know. I forget who it is, but
Randy Fittner.
Randy Fittner, that guy. That guy is, not necessarily what we want. I can't. We're gonna see a lot of haters flood the Juju TikTok, and talk about Corvette. While Paul's doing it, but yeah, no, I think the Bills have this. I think I'm not gonna bet against them.
Fair enough. I just said the Bills were best team in the league, and I picked against them. Oh well. So for me, AFC NFC Championship in the NFC, I have Russell Wilson, Seattle Seahawks against Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not picking against Tom Brady. Actually, at the beginning of the year, I'll tell you in a second, because I'll tell you right now, I'm picking the Steelers. You know I'm picking the Steelers. I had the Bucs Steelers at the beginning of the year. I'm sticking by it. I think Tom Brady, it's just Tom Brady, and they're looking good lately. And I love the way Antonio Brown's looking. Again, I keep saying the same thing for the Bucs every time, just because I love them right now. Tampa Bay to the Super Bowl. Home. Wait, it's in Tampa Bay, right? The Super Bowl?
Yeah.
First home team in the Super Bowl.
Okay. In the NFC, I mean, so Paul just kind of gave. I'll just do both because Paul said he thinks the Steelers.
Well, then let me talk about the Steelers for a minute.
All right.
They're going to beat the Titans. They beat them earlier this year. They were able to lock down Derrick Henry, and they'll do it again. So yeah, Steelers Bucs. That's my Super Bowl. Let me hear your Super Bowl.
Okay, so we will start off with the easier matchup. I think the Packers beat the Saints. Look, if I'm not mistaken, I don't. Let me check the Packers versus the Saints earlier this year, but I like the Packers. I think they have a few weaknesses, and I think obviously the worry is that Alvin Kamara would run all over the Green Bay Packers. But, and here's your but, I think that the problem with the Saints is I don't really trust their ability to push the ball down the field incredibly fast as the Packers can. The fact is that they run the ball a lot and they throw it to Michael Thomas. And Michael Thomas, I'm not going to say he's a slant boy, but he catches things really close. Like he doesn't usually get catches over 20 yards. So I think that Jair Alexander can kind of play a little back on him. And I think the problem is I think the Packers go up 2 scores in this game, and then they start to look a little shaky near the end, but I think they ultimately win by 1 score. In the AFC, you have your Kansas City Chiefs versus your Buffalo Bills, and this is an incredible game. This is the game I think everyone wants to see, aside from Paul, because Paul's a Steelers fan. I got the Bills. I got the Bills here. This is the thing.
Electric.
I think that the Bills' defense is certainly underperformed, but the talent is there. You have Trey White. I think Trey White can really inhibit Tyreek Hill. And I think what you could do is use Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde to limit Travis Kelce. So there you go. 2 receiving options gone. And I think Josh Allen, who's covering Stephon Diggs, I've got no idea how L'Jarius Sneed is going to be able to keep up with him. I've got the Bills here. Paul.
Yep, me and Josh Allen right here, my little electric. Josh Allen's electric. Anyway, Super Bowl time. Pittsburgh versus the Bucs, and I'm gonna, as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, this really hurts me to say that I got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the Super Bowl. Corvette. Juju Smith-Schuster is gonna have a big game in the Super Bowl, of course. So it's Chase Claypool and Deontay Johnson and Big Ben. And I think James Conner is going to finally get going in the playoffs, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl. They're going to win the Super Bowl. Hopefully some of the linebackers get healthy. Robert Spillane is my main concern there. I hope he's back. But come on, let's go. It's TJ Watt. It's Minkah Fitzpatrick. It's a Super Bowl champion.
Who's your Super Bowl MVP there?
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that part. We're going with Juju Smith-Schuster. And then he's going to do the Corvette on the logo at the end of the game. And then all the haters and NFL meme pages are going to be crying.
Interesting. Okay. You got, in my opinion, in my matchup, you got at Raymond James Stadium, you have the Buffalo Bills and the Green Bay Packers, two really small market teams. It's the battle of two really, really big fan base or really, really devoted fan bases. But at the end of the day, I was thinking about this a lot in the car. I'm going to go with the Bills. I think the Bills are a more complete roster in terms of defensive run-stopping talent. We know what they can do on offense, and the Packers have statistically, in terms of efficiency, the best offense. But I think the Bills are the better team. I think this is Brian Dable's last year on the Bills. I think he's gonna get out, move to maybe the Jets, maybe someone else, and we shall see. But I think the Bills got this. I think Jair Alexander versus Stephon Gilmore is going to be interesting, and Trey White versus Devontae Adams is going to be incredibly interesting.
Such an electric Super Bowl champion. I'm assuming JA Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Such an electric pick. I love it. Josh Allen should be regular season MVP, by the way. I said it back in week 1. But anyway, that was our playoff picks. Curran, is there anything else you want to talk about going on in the NFL or the NBA or anything like that?
I'm a little sad about that.
I know there's something you want to talk about.
Yeah. So, look, I don't think that the Giants. We'll address this. I'll address this Giants thing, and I'll make the argument. Look, I'm not mad that the Giants didn't make the playoffs because the football team beat the Eagles. Let's get that straight. I thought that we weren't going to make the playoffs because I was like, oh, Washington's just going to roll Philly. I wanted the win. I wanted to. It's kind of annoying because I kind of wanted the opposite, the games to be flipped. But look, I don't really care about that. I just don't think that benching Jalen Hurts and bringing in Nate Sudfeld is the right football move in terms of an actual standard. Look, the morale, you can see we've already got reports. We got Kelsey coming out. We've got other players like Miles Sanders coming out against this move. Other like inside sources furious at Doug Peterson. It's clearly probably that like Howie Roseman probably was like, yo, Doug, can you put Sudfeld in and lose the game or something like that? But or can you treat this as more of a preseason game? I just don't think it's a good football move because I think it's bad for morale, and I think that the players kind of respect him less because they had a chance to win the game and they just took it off.
Okay. If you've ever watched Week 17 NFL football, you know this happens all the time. Teams want to try out who they have. And now I'm just looking it up right now. And you could correct me if I'm wrong. The Panthers game during Week 17, they sat down Teddy Bridgewater at the end and they gave PJ Walker a shot. Eagles are doing the exact same thing. The only issue is that all the Giants fans want to make the playoffs. You're 6-10. You should have won more than 6 games, and maybe you'll make the playoffs. It happens all the time. You want to see if Nate Sudfeld's the guy. You want to see if he's going to be the guy that could go out there and be the backup next year. I like it. You want to check him out. You got to get a look at him. We haven't seen him all year, have we? I don't think we have. Anyway, they don't care about winning the game at this point. It's obviously they want to win, and they want to see if Nate Sudfeld can be that guy that could lead them to a win because they saw that Jalen Hurts can win them some games. They know that. They want to see if Nate Sudfeld could do the same. So I personally think I don't have an issue with the decision, and yeah, I think too much of a big deal is being made about it.
Paul, I will point out that Jalen Hurts that these situations are in no way comparable. The Panthers and the
how?
Because the Panthers were down by the Panthers they scored 7 points in the first quarter. That was all they scored. They were not competitive in any direction. They were down, from what I can tell, I can't do math, but they were down 19 points in coming into the fourth quarter. I understand if you want to bench a quarterback when you're down 19 points in the fourth quarter. That is perfectly reasonable. But let's be real, they had a chance to win the game. They had a very strong chance to win the game because Jalen Hurts, while he didn't necessarily put up the box score numbers, if you watch the game, he was moving the ball down the field. They were going on actual drives and they were doing things. So that's the thing. Look, I think that every win is better than a loss. I think, of course, that makes sense. But when these players, I think Joe Judge actually put it the best. When you look at the actual sacrifices the players are making, especially this year when you're asked to be away from your family, not actually, if the quarantine, can't go to holiday gatherings. I think there's a big problem with tanking and losing games and making bad decisions. There's a clear problem. There's a lot of sacrifices you're making. That's the thing.
I don't even think Joe Judge should be commenting on the situation. It's not your team. Stay out of it.
He was asked about it. I don't know what you want him to do. He wants to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. We don't have anything to say about it."
Just move on. Next question. Talk about his own squad. Don't be coming after Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson's a Super Bowl champion head coach. Joe Judge isn't.
He said
as a special teams coach.
He promised. He promised He said he was talking about how he promises that the Giants would never do that. That's literally what the quote was.
Well, that wasn't the Giants playing on Sunday. It was Philly.
Okay, if the
Giants, you know why the Giants wouldn't do that? Because they know that Colt McCoy would go out there and would play better than Daniel Jones did, and they look like fools.
If the games were switched, Paul, I would want the Giants to win. I always want the Giants to win. I'm never gonna root for my favorite team to lose.
Yeah, I think the same way.
Okay, so and also I couldn't imagine other Super Bowl. A lot of other.
I'm not a Philly fan. No, I'm not.
I couldn't imagine big Bill Belichick making this move.
I could. They were literally talking about putting in Jarrett Stidham. They didn't, but that was also.
But they let Cam absolutely ball. They let Cam play, and Cam.
That's because he was playing well. Jalen Hurts wasn't playing that well.
Except they were moving the ball. They were moving the ball down the field, so I don't really.
Were they scoring?
Yeah.
Were they scoring?
Yeah, and then guess what? Doug Peterson decides, all right, we're just gonna run a pass play. We're just gonna go for it instead of taking our points.
Because that's a. I don't agree with that decision. I don't agree with that decision. But that's a choice that you make. Jalen Hurts was on the field for that.
Look.
He's not going to attempt that. He's not going to attempt that play if he doesn't think they're going to convert it.
Well, look, that's not. People they attempt to play because they're like they think they have a shot at converting it, and I think that
exactly. They're not trying to lose. They're not trying to knock the Giants out of the playoffs.
No, of course, but they think
they're trying to win.
But at times you gotta come. I don't question that decision. I question the refusal. I think I question the play calling. Right? If you watched what Nate Sudfeld actually had to do, they didn't throw the ball 10 yards down the field, or they threw it once, but it was Arcega-Whiteside, and it was debatably a push off. But they threw the ball. They didn't actually try to throw the ball well, and they just settled for checkdowns on their last drive of the game when they actually had a chance to win it. And that, to me, speaks volumes. That, to me, says they weren't trying to win. And there you go.
Have you watched the Pittsburgh Steelers play football this year?
Doesn't matter. They're
a 12-win team, and they only throw checkdowns.
Yeah, Washington does that too. But the problem is, when you're doing that, they did it on 4th and 10. They didn't try to throw past the first down marker on 4th and 10. What do you like?
Sometimes it's not there. Sometimes the play's not there.
It doesn't matter. It's the last play. It's the last play you'll ever make in the season. I don't understand.
The season was over. They weren't making it.
It's the last. No, but it's the last throw he's gonna have to make in the season if they don't convert. Right. Why aren't you taking the shot? It's the last throw of the game. I'm not arguing that.
Again, you want to see what you have with Nate Sudfeld. So it was good to put him in there. But then if you put him in there, you do have to make that throw.
And you gotta take him out. You put him in with 12 minutes in the game. You saw, okay, he's just not playing well. We gotta
just take him out like that. That completely shatters his morale.
Okay. Well, Jalen Hurts' morale was completely shattered.
No, it wasn't. Jalen Hurts is just sitting on the sideline, just chilling because he knows he's a man next year.
He wasn't chilling though. He was like he didn't. He was like kind of. You could tell he was kind of pissed.
Anyway, I think Giants fans need to keep their mouth closed about the situation. It's not your team. If you really wanted to be in the playoffs that badly, then maybe you should have won more than 6 games. And if you're really complaining about the Eagles, Evan Engram right here, drop. If he caught that, then maybe you'd be in the playoffs.
Well, we would, but here's
You
the
can't
thing.
win 6 games and be mad that another team lost. So
Okay,
we missed the playoffs.
that's really rich. You know why?
Why?
The Giants beat the team, swept the football team twice. Does the football team deserve to be in the playoffs any more than the Giants do because of one
Washington
arbitrary win? I don't think that
has a much better roster than the Giants.
How are we doing that?
Every single position on the field,
No,
Washington is better
that's
than
wrong.
the Giants.
That's like simply wrong. It's simply incorrect because the football team, let me tell you, they don't have a better cornerback than James Bradbury. They don't.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
They don't have
secondary. The
they
Giants
don't
have better
have
secondary.
They don't have a better interior defensive line. Not edge rushers, not Chase Young and Montez Sweat.
Washington is the best D-line in the league.
No, interior. As in
Same
they
thing,
don't
dude.
No, it's not. When we talk about interior defensive line, we talk about your defensive tackles. You're not going to come and tell me that Jonathan Allen is better than Leonard Williams or Dexter Lawrence or Dalvin Tomlinson at all.
Have you watched Jonathan Allen ball out this year?
Have you watched Leonard Williams ball out this year?
Leonard Williams is playing well.
Leonard Williams is going to get himself hit.
And why didn't Leonard Williams make the playoffs? And
Leonard Williams did all he could. Leonard Williams had 11 and a half sacks and 3 sacks.
Leonard Williams could have gone out there and played quarterback for the Eagles then if he really wanted to do all he could to make the playoffs.
I guarantee if you gave Daniel Jones the option to go out there and play quarterback for the Eagles to potentially
oh my God, then he would throw pick sixes and fumble and Washington would win by more points.
I mean, Daniel Jones kind of owns Washington, so I don't know that.
Okay, that's fair enough, but like Washington's got a better team. Washington's got a better quarterback. They have better running backs, better receivers, better line, better on offense, easily better on offense. On defense, that D-line of Washington is just better than anyone in the league.
Here's the thing, Paul.
Washington's a better team.
Don't have a better.
I know the Giants beat them.
They don't have a better receiving core. The Giants lack a true number one.
Okay.
They have everything. They have everything.
Washington lacks anyone, but they lack
anyone but Terry
They
McLaurin.
do have a top 10 receiver. The Giants don't have that. Giants don't have a top 30 receiver. It's like, yeah.
I mean,
there's levels.
I don't know. I think the Giants are a better team, and I think they probably could have beat the Bucs. They actually not even going to say that.
Well, they almost did earlier.
Not even going to say that because the football team hasn't played the Bucs. So I'm just not going to say that they probably could have beat the Bucs and the football team can't. Football team, by all means, could go out there and absolutely trounce the Bucs, but I'm not going to make that call yet. I'm not going to make that call.
Let's get off
this
now.
That's all I have.
Yeah.
I don't like the Giants.
Anyway, Curran, take it away.
You know, as always, I think this was a little on the longer side, but if you kept watching, like, subscribe, comment, check out the Wessex Wire, visit the YouTube channel, visit the Instagram at the Wessex Wire, and Paul, take it away.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget that, hey, the New York Knicks are pretty good, but they're going to fall off in about a week, and they're going to probably end up with the first pick.
Hey, the New York Knicks are pretty good.
The Heat are.